middle of World War II. So this is a classic example of a very old-fashioned type of memorial design meant to emphasize Jefferson. And hence you have the gigantic statue of him as kind of the driver of early American history, along with the other founding fathers like Washington and several others. And it's meant to emphasize his writing from the Declaration of Independence, the document that helped turn a small colonial war into a world war, a document that gave legitimacy to the American Revolution and therefore drew in the French, the Dutch, and the Spanish that turned this into a world war that the British couldn't handle. And so the resulting piece, you have Jefferson's commentary on religious freedom, and this is an idea that he consistently defended throughout his life, religious tolerance and freedom, and that no one should be compelled to practice a particular religion or any religion if they didn't want to. And then we have, on the third panel, a rather interesting decision by the people that built this memorial. They decided to fuse two different ideas together from two different sources. Commentary on slavery, where he condemns slavery, and then it's matched up with, for some reason, a commentary on the need for public education. It's a rather interesting take on memorial design. I guess the designers had more ideas than they had room to fit them in. And then the very last document there is a letter that he wrote about the need for government to evolve with the times. So it's a very, very good kind of time capsule of a 1930s and 40s view of Thomas Jefferson. And of course this view maintained that A, he was a key founding father, and B, that he was a consistent defender of religious freedom, and also did as much as his time allowed to fight slavery. Now, as scholars re-looked at the documents after this memorial was built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, today there arose a more complex view of Jefferson and slavery, where this would represent, they would say, this would represent the young Thomas Jefferson that was very bold in condemning slavery, but the Jefferson that got so much criticism from his peers started in later life to kind of backpedal from what he said here. He became, in effect, a defender of slavery in his later years, and he almost linked an attack against slavery as an attack on states' rights, which is something that he believed in. So Jefferson is a very interesting figure. He's a figure that both Abraham Lincoln of the North and Jefferson Davis of the South used for their various different purposes during the Civil War. People as different as Franklin Roosevelt, Bill Clinton, and John F. Kennedy would also use Jefferson's words, because so many of these things were universal and so adaptable to various different political causes and parties and times. I don't think any man in American history paid so much attention to his legacy as Jefferson did, even planning what it would say on his tombstone. So his documents, his ideas were written with a very, very careful eye to the future. And that was of no small importance to an idea that influenced making this. This was one of Franklin Roosevelt's favorite presidents. So Roosevelt became a very, very strong supporter of building this memorial to Jefferson from 1938 to 43. And now we'll see Mason Memorial, a Roosevelt Memorial, King, World War II, and then the Lincoln, Korea, and Vietnam Memorial. So it's quite a trip we have ahead.